Hi, welcome to Thriving Projects. In this video, we are going to make a 3D model of a drill machine. I divided this process into 9 steps. The software that I'm using is Blender, so let's move to the Blender. So first of all, we are going to add a reference image. Press Alt G and Alt R, then press RX90. Rename this collection to reference. Add a new collection and call this step 1. Add a cylinder. Select this edge, then press Ctrl I and delete edges. Select a screw modifier and scale down, then press RY90 and try to match this shape. Again, select the cylinder, press Shift D to duplicate, then press RY90. Now we are going to match this shape. After matching the sides, turn on the wireframe and set the number of the steps in such a way that the lines are matching like this. I've set the steps number of steps here is 16, and on the load cylinder I set the number of steps to 12. Turn on the merge option on both of these cylinder. I will duplicate this collection and call this step 2. Apply this modifier by pressing Ctrl A, then select this cylinder, add a boolean modifier. You set this to unit and select the load cylinder here. I will hide the load cylinder and I will also hide my step 1 meshes. I will apply the boolean modifier and delete this one. Delete the half of the cylinder, half of this mesh actually, and move this point along x-axis. Select this one, turn on auto merge here, press J 2 times, slide and merge. Similarly, we'll do here also. Move this something like this. Select this one, press J 2 times and merge. Similarly, we also merge these points by pressing J 2 times to slide and merge. Press Ctrl R to add a loop here. Then press Ctrl B and increase the number of segments. Select these 2 points, press J to connect here also and here. And after merging, just for surety, select the whole mesh, press M and merge by distance. So we just missed 2 points to merge. After that, place a control loop here, one here, press SX and 0, and one here also. Go to the wireframe mode, select active element in transform pivot point, select these vertices, then press shift and then again press shift to select this vertex. Press S, X and increase the size along x-axis, then press RY to rotate along y-axis. We have a shape like something like this. Add a mirror modifier, turn on the clipping. Add a subdivision surface with the level of viewports to 3. Now we are going to move to the next step. Duplicate this collection. I will rename this to step 3. Hide this one. I'm going to apply mirror modifier and set the number of subdivision to 1 and apply this also. In this way, we will get more geometry to model these shape. Select these vertices, press G2 times to slide. Similarly, here also select these vertices, press G2 times and slide. Apply subdivision surface. I need more geometry here. Select the mesh. I will turn off the subdivision for a while, add a loop here, select this loop, press G two times, slide a little, then select this loop, press G two times and slide. Similarly here also, press G two times and slide. Again, I will delete the half of this shape and apply mirror modifier before the subdivision and turn on the clipping. Add the cylinder, set the number of vertices to 6, scale down, then rotate along RX 90 and place it here. Rotate RY 90, enter, scale this up so it will match this shape. Select these faces, press I to insert faces. Press 1 to go to vertex mode and select the vertex and move by pressing G two times. Slide these points to match this shape. Select the cylinder, move it here. Slide these points also and match this shape. Hide the cylinder. Select these faces, press X and delete faces. Okay, I see a problem here. Maybe, yes. I just accidentally moved this point, not select this point. I'll press select vertex, press GUI and select this point. Okay, now this looks fine. Change the transform pivot point to bounding box center. I'll press F, then press I and set faces. Move this along Y axis a little bit. Then delete these faces. Press Ctrl R and add a loop here. Select this edge loop, press Shift D to duplicate, press P to separate the selection. Select this edge loop, press C to extrude, press S, Y, 0. Then press F, press I in set face. Move this a little bit. Delete this face. Select this loop, press Ctrl F to grid fill. Then place a loop here, edge loop here, press E and then press F. So the red dot appears here. Similarly, press Ctrl R, place a loop here. Right click, shade smooth. Now moving towards the next step. Duplicate this collection, hide this one, and I will call this step 4. I will select the cylinder, press R, Y, 90, scale this up, and try to match this point. Select the mesh, go to edit mode, select these faces, press I, insert face. Select these points. Select these points. Press G two times, slide. Similarly, select these points. Press G two times and slide. Now select the cylinder. Move here. And now match these points. Hide the cylinder. select these faces, press X, and delete faces. If I show you the reference image from another angle, we have a little grill like here. Now select this loop, press F, then press I, move along Y axis a little bit, then press E. Place a edge loop here, here also, and here. Press I here, then delete these faces. Select this loop, press Ctrl F, grid fill, change the number of span and number of offset to get a shape like this. Select these points, go to wireframe mode, select these points, move down a little bit, press G 2 times slide down a little bit. Similarly, select this point, press G 2 times, and then select all of these points, press again G 2 times, slide this move up a little bit. We are going to model this shape. Select this edge loop, this one, press Shift D to duplicate, then press P to separate this selection. And I will separate this selection. Select this loop, press Ctrl F and click grid fill. Change the number of span and offset to have a shape something like this. Select these points, right click, click space. Similarly here also, and on this side also. You can get these options by going to preferences, adds on, and search for loop and click on mesh loop tools. Move this down a little bit by pressing G 2 times, and this one also press G 2 times a little bit. Select these points, space. Select this edge, right click, click on G stretch. Similarly on the remaining ones. Okay, we need more segments here. We need more edges. If I place an edge here, you can see that it is not following along the curve. So there's one thing you can do this manually by selecting each edge and moving along y-axis a little bit, or there's an add-on in which you will select this edge, right click and click on set flow. So I will also provide the link of this add-on in the description. I will add an edge, right click and click on set flow. Something like this, right click, click on edge flow. I will select the middle and press G 2 times to get a straight line. Similarly, I will also do here, right click, press G 2 times, slide, select this edge and click on set flow. Select all the faces, press I to insert faces, press B if you don't get insert faces. I will select these edges, press Ctrl B and select all of these edges, right click, click on set flow. I will select these faces one more time, press I to insert faces and select these faces. And delete faces. Edges here, then press Ctrl B. Place edges here. We are doing this so we can get sharper corners. Now select the whole mesh. Press E to extrude. Now apply the subdivision. And after that, place a control loop here and support loop here. Add a control loop here, here, Then select all of these loops that we just added. Press Ctrl B. So here we got our grids. Now moving towards step 5. Right click, duplicate collection, rename this step 5. In step 5, we are going to model this button. I will select this loop, press G 2 times, add a loop here, press SX0 and place it something like here. I will place one loop here also. I will turn off the reference for a while. Select the cylinder, press RZ90, move along X axis and place it here. I will turn off the subdivision for a while now. Select this, place it in the center and increase the size. I will duplicate the cylinder, press RY90, turn on the reference image and place it something here, something like here. Now I will select these faces, press I to insert faces, then press B because we are using a mirror modifier. I will slide these vertices downward, press G 2 times, place a loop here also, press G 2 times, slide these points away a little bit. I will select these vertices, press SY0, so I will get a straight line. And similarly, select these points, press SY0. I will hide these cylinders by pressing H. Select these faces, then delete faces. I will select these edges, then press E, extrude along x-axis, and similarly I will select these edges, press E, move along z-axis. Now select these two vertices, this one and this one, press M and merge at center and place a loop here. I will select this loop, this one, press Shift D to duplicate, press P to separate the selection, turn on the reference image, select the duplicated mesh. I will turn off the subdivision and press E, S. Then I will select these edges, press SX0 and these one, press SZ0, press G and try to match this shape. Select these vertices, move up a little bit, select this one. Now apply the subdivision surface just to check. Okay, there's an error. Select the whole mesh, press Alt and recalculate outside. Now I will turn these off. Separate the selection. Select these edges. Then press E, move along the Y axis. Now select these edges, press F, select these edges, press F, select this one and dissolve edge. Then press Ctrl R, press E, then F. Select these faces, press I to insert faces, place a sport loop here. Now I will delete these cylinders because I don't want to use this anymore. So select these one, press X and delete. Now moving towards step 6. In step 6, we are going to model this button. I will turn off the subdivision for a while. Select this edge, place it here. I will select these faces, press I, insert faces. I will add a cylinder. I thought we are not going to use this, but we have to use the cylinder one more time with the vertices of 6. Rotate this RZ 90 and scale it down. Select the mesh, go to edit mode and slide these points. Select these faces, press I, insert faces, move along Z axis, move this down a little bit, press S is 0, then press I, insert faces, place a loop here, press E, so the red dots appear here and here. Apply the subdivision surface. Now I will use the cylinder, delete the face on the lower side, press I to insert faces, select the upper face, press I, insert face, move this up a little bit, then press I one more time and move this down. Again, I one more time and move down. Press Ctrl 3 to add a subdivision surface. Move along x-axis a little bit. Add sport loops here. Right click, shade smooth. Now we are going to move towards the next step, which is step 7. Duplicate this collection. I will rename this to step 7 and hide the step 6. I will apply the mirror modifier by pressing Ctrl A. Turn off the subdivision surface. Select this loop. Press ES. Select the mesh. Select this edge. Press Shift D to duplicate this one. Press P to separate the selection. Now select the separate selection and go to the edit mode, press E, extrude. I will need more geometry on this cylinder for this, but before I will recalculate outside and select a subdivision level of 1 and apply. Select this edge, press X, dissolve edge. Now select the whole mesh, press I one time, press I one more time, then press E, right click, press Alt S so it will move along normals. Press E one more time, press Alt S, then press E one more time, Alt S and I. Okay. Press Ctrl R to place an edge loop here, and again press Ctrl R, place an edge loop here. Now separate the selection, press D 2 times, apply subdivision level of 2. Select this edge, press E one time, turn off the subdivision surface for now, press E one more time, press S to scale down. Okay, press ES one more time. I will turn off the reference image, press S to scale this up a little bit, then press E and move along X axis. I will select this mesh, press Shift D to duplicate and separate the selection. Then select the separated selection, press E, S, press Shift X, add some support loops here. Select this mesh, add a support loop here. Turn on the subdivision surface to check. Right click, shade smooth. Now select this one, turn on subdivision surface. Select this mesh, select this edge loop, move along X axis, then press E, S, Ctrl F, grid fill, and place an edge loop here also in the end. Select this edge loop, press Shift D to duplicate, press P to separate the selection, and now select the separated portion. Select the whole mesh, press E, S, M, merge at center. Now I will select this one edge, press Ctrl I, X, delete edges. Go to the screw modifier, add a value of 10, and press Shift S, cursor to select it, then set origin to 3D cursor. Change the angle to 360 divided by 3. Turn on the merge option, apply, add an empty plane axis here. Select this mesh and add array modifier. Check the object offset and select this empty. I will rename this for array. Increase the number of counts to 3. Select this, select the mesh, press Ctrl A, rotation and scale. Now select this empty offset, enter 360 divided by 3. And if you see, we repeat this triangle 3 times. I will select this mesh, turn off the array modifier for a while. Go to the edit mode, select this mesh and press E to extrude. Now select this edge, press Ctrl B. I will select these edges, press not this one, press X and dissolve edges. And similarly here also dissolve edge. Now select these edges, this one, and here also. Then press Ctrl B. Yes. Then apply a subdivision surface. Now let's check. Turn on the array modifier. Now select this one. Press X. Delete face. Like this mesh. Press Ctrl F. Grid fill. Similarly, here also select this one. Delete face. Select this edge loop. Press Ctrl F. Grid fill. And OK. Select this mesh. And I will rotate this -60. Press Ctrl A. Rotation and scale. Now, moving towards next step, duplicate collection. I will hide all the step 7 and rename this to step 8. Now, if you see at the back, we have to make this. So for this, I will duplicate this reference image. Then press RZ90 and move this something like that. Now select the mesh, go to the edit mode, select this loop, press E and S, again press ES one more time, press E, move inward, select this, mesh, press Shift D, duplicate, press P to separate the selection, go to edit mode, press Ctrl F, grid fill, change the number of offset, increase the number of span, and have something like this. Press Ctrl R to place a loop here, separate the selection, and close it also. Press Ctrl R to place a loop here. Select this mesh, press Ctrl R to place a loop here, and here also. Select this edge, press Ctrl B, increase the number of segments, select the middle one, then press E and move along X-axis. Then select this loop, press G 2 times to slide. This one also. Type these, place a edge loop here. I will hide this reference image. Okay, I got an error here. Maybe I select these ones also, so I will just select these edges, X, dissolve edge. Close this portion also. Press E, S. Then press Ctrl F, grid fill. Press Ctrl R. And press E, F, place a loop here. Well, I will make this another step, because if I do anything wrong, I can go back. So I will duplicate the selection, hide this one, and rename this to step 9. select these edges and make sure they are straight. I will add a cube and place it outside the collection and hide this mesh. Now select cube and make a straight line like this. Now unhide the mesh, select this, set the snapping tool to face project, press G two times, or you can see press GX and press Ctrl so it will snap to this surface. Select this, press GX, Ctrl, and you can snap these points and you will get a straight line. I will delete this cube and I will delete the one half. I will also delete these faces. Select this edge and these edges. Press Ctrl B to build and set the number of segments to 4. I will merge these by sliding. Press X, dissolve this edge. This edge, this one, and this. Press Alt S, scale down. I will use a mirror modifier before the subdivision and turn on the clipping. Now in the end, we are going to apply the mirror modifier to close this. So simply press Ctrl F, grid fill, and here we go. So here we have model our shape. I hope you like this video. If you like to support us, you can support us on our Patreon page where you can get all our project files. And to get notifications about next videos, click on the bell icon and subscribe our channel. Thank you.